皆さんこんにちは。今日ウクレレサイトでウクレレスペシャルをやっていますので遊びに来てください。
Today we're going to be doing a number of different things. We're going to go over accessories, common accessories you guys might want, and some of the different options with that. We're going to try out some new Kala models, and then we're going to take a sound comparison on the new Kanile'a OHA with the mahogany sides and back versus the Alcoa. As far as accessories go, one of the questions we get is about capos. How do you feel about capos, Corey?
I actually really like using them for playing in detuning, because usually in detuning you have to use a different set of strings, right?
Well, yeah, or you just really tune them up and then they
just go with it, run it hard.
Spaghetti.
James Hill likes to play in a step higher than standard, and it has a different kind of sound, which is nice. The strings resonate in a different way.
Well, don't you also?
Well, yeah, but I'm starting to play in C tuning, but like on my albums it's in D tuning.
But why?
'Cause I came from fiddle music, and every tune in fiddle music is always in D. So it's nice to have an open D chord. Yeah, just make stuff easier. But now I'm playing more with you, and
It's my fault.
yeah.
But would that be an option, going to the capo?
Yeah, it could be actually. I never really considered it, but it could be.
You sacrifice 2 frets.
Yeah, that's the thing. But it might be okay if it's live. I think might be okay. I should try it out.
That's 4 ukes you have to travel with.
Exactly, I was gonna say you get an extra uke.
I did think about starting to tune both of my Anui Nui Moonbirds to high, like re-entrant tuning, but just one in D tuning and one in C tuning. I thought about that.
Oh yeah, because you can really play low.
No.
And then you would have, what's the top string in A?
A,
You'd have to have a low
B.
A tuning and then a low G tuning when you're in C. So yeah, you'd have.
That's too much. That's too much. Too
4
much.
ukes.
Too much.
Tell Johnson to hook it up.
When I was 16, I didn't have a capo, so I took a pencil and a shoelace, and I just wrapped it on both sides, and I tied it around.
Nobody get a
It's the
capo?
same thing.
Is that one we didn't?
Oh, I did that too, but with an elastic band.
Yeah.
Me, no.
I want that one.
I don't know.
You don't get the same string tension.
No.
So you don't get the same.
It just sounds. It's like a concert. No. Sounds like the Anui Nui concert.
Really?
Yeah, that has like that tininess to it.
But at a stretch, at a gig, if something happened to one of your ukuleles, you could use that.
What do you think?
Yeah, the tension is.
It's kind of strange.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like.
It doesn't feel the same now.
Yeah.
Let me
Maybe for strumming.
I mean, you're shortening the scale, so like.
Yeah.
But if you were, in a situation where most of the songs were in C, and then you had 1 or 2 songs in
yeah,
D,
that's true. And maybe if we play with
You
other
get the exploding
other
people.
musicians, maybe it's more convenient. But when I play solo, it just doesn't matter so much.
I used to use one when I played baritone,
Oh, this
and I
is
only
a
wanted to take
guitar cable.
one ukulele to a gig. So then I'd capo on 5th, so that I just had a low G.
Yeah, so
Okay,
the
don't
baritone
explode.
players that want to get the standard tuning,
Yep.
that's one. And I mean, it seems like mostly it's
This
used
might
by
work.
singer-songwriters.
Let's see.
Yeah, I think because a lot of them come from guitar backgrounds as well. sometimes. But yeah, I don't know what it.
This is what we've been talking about when you try to
Oh.
open it.
Oh,
Wait, what is that?
That was the Kala one.
that's two
Oh.
cables. But
Yeah, they were
Hubs?
just telling me today that a lot of the Kala ones are like the spring
the Ukulele
comes out.
Capos.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you open it, it just. So, yeah. It's like playing 52 pickup with a deck of cards.
I've never seen that feature.
This is a
you know, when
exclusive
we were trying out different capos for the Oahu capo, I saw that one, you know, and coming in around the same price as the Kala one, and I mean, it just seemed like a really good quality
Yeah.
the Oahu capo. There is some advantages to other ones out there. The Shub one I like because you can set the tension exactly. So if you're getting really picky in a studio, maybe, or you know, maybe if you just have a problem with the spring style capos putting you a little bit sharp or affecting, you know, because
Yeah.
it's just like when you press down on the frets with your hand, you know, if you press hard enough, you actually affect the tone.
Yeah.
And that one doesn't seem bad, but you know, I'm sure there's a tiny bit of that goes on. So
Yeah.
the Shub one, you know, we used to carry a lot of those, but we haven't got any complaints about the Oahu one. Seems really solid.
They're really solid.
Yeah.
Now, what would be the, I don't know, isn't there like kind of a feeling amongst like players that it's like just bar where you need to bar, and
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know. It's like a sound to have open strings.
yeah, that's true.
But if you just play chords, maybe I could understand it as it's seen lazy or something. But if you want to play like very open strings all the time, kind of need it, I think.
Yeah, you do a lot of finger style with notes ringing out
Yeah.
and stuff. So
I think many people that has the high G try to arrange somewhat
Oh,
melody on that string.
Corey's playing a sopranino right now.
I like. I forgot I used to do this. Like, I mean, it's not really practical because you only have like how many frets, but it gives you that the little music box. That,
Oh yeah.
I mean, that
Yeah.
you don't get that in a music box. You only get that from me. But play something in. I mean, you're playing in G. If you're playing the, you know, a C chord progression, it sounds really nice.
You want to try?
It's so funny. Like it's different, like playing all the way up here.
Play something campanella with the campanella technique.
Like,
Sounds really good.
Oh yeah.
it's interesting. It's funny how it has two capos in there. Oh, we got three. There we go.
I can make a lot of ringing stuff. Yeah.
It's really beautiful.
Sounds sick.
Sounds like you need a capo now.
Hey, buddy, that's yours.
Oh yeah.
You've earned it.
Lucky.
Which one do you
And I
want?
got two more.
Oh no.
Oh, do you ever do this thing? This could be funny. I've never really
What,
seen
where you
this
do
on
like
ukulele,
part
but
of
you
the-
know.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
we
is
might
that
have
I don't know if there's
possible?
enough space.
Three
I've
of
seen
them?
it on guitar.
Three, and then no, okay.
Well,
but
they
you
make-
could do this.
They make different length ones. Like Kaiser makes like, you know, half capos. And, oh, you
I
still
think-
got your open A there?
But here it's difficult.
You make a new technique called jumping the bridge or something, you know? Or no,
Bridging the gap.
Oh no!
Jumping the bridge. Oh no.
you could actually carve out space for certain strings on the rubber piece, you know, and then capo
Yeah.
different ones for different.
Yeah, but it is a thing in I've seen it in northern folk music that people have their dadgat guitar and then they just bar some of the
either
strings.
the high
and also
or the low.
actually some instruments made by there's a famous luthier in Sweden called Christer Odin, and he has a thing where you kind of have a little hook on a fret, and then you kind of put the string under the hook, so it just stays there as a capo right on one
Oh
string.
yeah, there's a name for it. Something. Not
I've seen it on
shotgun
old time
capo or
banjos
something.
too.
But just to play that one note, right? So
Yeah.
you're playing a sus chord or something.
Yeah, or you just, if you want to play an A, for example, A major, you could bar this particular note.
It's also called cheating.
So that's sort of. Who cares though? It's music. However you get there. I think
I
a
guess
lot
you're
of
allowed
people.
to cheat if it sounds good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
a good
like
point.
if it's one step up or something like that, and you know all your shapes that you want. You just want to change key a little bit.
Yeah.
Then yeah. So that's a capo. What else were we gonna talk about for accessories?
Tuners.
Tuners.
How to read the tuner.
You guys ever
we
get
should
asked
go
about
over
tuners?
a little bit more examples on the capo. Like, if you capo the second fret and you play in the key of C, right? You can, if a song calls for D, you'll be playing in D. Then you capo another fret up and you're in E flat now. And then so on and so forth. You're in E on the
Okay,
next one.
so that's a C. Now you put it on the first fret and.
No,
what do
you're
you-
in
Yeah, so you have your C,
sharp.
F, G7s, and if you bar it, or if you bar it here, then it becomes a D, and a G, and a A7, and D. So I guess it's good for singers.
It's a
Somewhat.
quick way to move to a different key if you only know the C chord progression.
Well, and a capo can be used as a good example of how you can use your finger as
Exactly.
a bar.
Mm.
Because some people have a
Yeah.
hard time understanding that barring is basically you're using your finger as a
Yep.
capo.
Yeah,
So
I
when
think it's a good
yeah.
way of visualizing it.
But you
I
can
like-
get voices you wouldn't, because you can go all the way up. Well,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
you're limited to the 4 frets in front of you with your finger.
Tommy Manuel's a song where he's playing and you're like, there's a section where he moves his capo and he starts playing.
Don't they make a bite attachment for some? I think they do. So
Whoa.
Oh wow, that requires extra talent. I don't think I could pull that off.
you
I'd
go
probably
see your
bite it and
orthodontist
tooth
get
would
fitted
fly
for
out.
one. They probably make it out of Invisalign.
I think on
Schmidt.
baritones
Wow.
it would really make sense.
Oh yeah, it does. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's kind of
Magic.
low, so it
Yeah,
has
I was just
space.
saying
attachment
earlier that
under the
Yeah.
for gigs that I used to do, I'd capo fifth if I only could bring one ukulele.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a new invention. Mouth attachment that works as a capo. So when you're playing, you just you can bite your fret and you can play it.
No.
All right, on to more important things.
I've seen it in old sheet music actually from the 20s. What is she called? May Sinky Breen, old ukulele instructor from the 20s, and in her teaching material, it would always state tune the ukulele to either D tuning or C tuning, and then capo on first or second fret as a thing on each sheet.
Oh, I thought we were
Yeah.
totally talking about something else. I thought somebody else already had that idea of biting your fret. Never mind.
Sorry.
Still on that.
It's a flat Earth thing. I don't know.
For flat Earth.
Okay, I don't believe in flat Earth. I was just
What about flat Mars?
Oh, but you don't know, do you? You just don't know.
No, the point I was making.
You just don't know.
Was-
Flat Mars theory. That's
Flat Earth people.
Saturn doesn't really have.
Hey.
They can't
It's 'cause
prove
it's
the
flat.
Earth is flat, right? Because they don't
It's one
have the
big giant frisbee.
funding to go to the edge of the Earth. While we can just show them a picture of a book or a video, like, hey, the Earth is round, but we can't show them physically. Like, we can't go up into space right now and be like, look, it's round, even though it would be.
There's actually high resolution photographs taken every 10 minutes from space.
Shadow government.
Breakaway government.
Anyway,
The deal has been made.
I like that clip though you gave me there. That little snippet.
I think it's perfect. We can take it out of context. Awesome.
All right, so tuners, is that something people are wondering like how to use or which to get? Or?
Yeah, I feel like every other person doesn't know how to use a tuner.
Takes a little
You know.
practice to learn.
Mhm.
I mean, it is can be considered another skill to have tuning an instrument.
Just understanding the strings, how they work.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
in general.
It's good ear
Cause-
training too.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Mm.
Wait, what? Tuning with a tuner?
Yeah, because you actually know what note that is. So when
When
you
it's in
think of the
pitch,
name
yeah.
of that note, like for me, I remember. I try my best to remember how what G sounds like on a pitch pipe.
How
And
many
then-
how many ukuleles do you think you guys have tuned? Or times you've tuned
Oh.
ukulele?
I
Wow.
tune mines after every song when I'm performing.
That's important.
And then
I didn't know
at the
that.
store, I mean, there's
Well,
the
at
whole
the store,
wall.
and then that's like
Kalei,
I don't know
Is anything defective with your ukulele?
what
Is there anything defective? Is your ukulele broken? Your tuners? Anything?
my tuners.
Oh yeah, let's get that.
You have to retune after every song, right? 'Cause
Oh
it goes out
yeah.
of tune.
No, well, a number of factors. No, my tuners are fine, but my
Yeah.
strings are dead.
Now,
you know,
you,
so some-
you know, the thing is, we get somewhat regularly somebody that doesn't understand why their ukulele didn't arrive after shipping and in
It's
tune, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's totally off. It's like, yeah, even the best uke in the world.
Well, it's the same for guitars and every
Yeah,
other
yeah,
string
yeah,
instrument out
People
there.
have to
Yeah.
understand that it's nylon or it's some kind of plastic that's constantly stretching. And most of the ukuleles that we have are new strings on them, right? So
Yeah, or they were strung up a while ago, but no one's been playing them and
it hasn't
continuing to
fully
stretch them.
settled and whatever.
And also, it depends on the temperature of where you're going as
Yeah.
well, because it can really easily go out of tune. if
Yeah,
it's
that's
But also when you
hot.
ship it, you want to take the string tension down in order to not damage the instrument, I guess.
There's a misconception that if the ukulele doesn't stay in tune, it's a cheap or ukulele or it's broken.
Mm.
Well, most people understand. Oh.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think once in a while it looks bad because say we have to replace one string on it,
Yeah.
so they get it and they just see that the one string is
It's
not
slipping,
staying in
yeah.
tune. Like it's in Aquila, it's
It takes like 2 weeks.
gonna stretch, man.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's just the nature of strings.
Yeah,
Like
and
we get some
sometimes it'll be
customers
one.
that say there's something wrong with the instrument that they just bought,
Oh yeah.
and
But anyway, let's get a quick demo of using a clip-on tuner.
first off, you take the tuner, you clip it on to the top of the headstock. For me, preferably in the middle. And then when you turn it on, one of the things that some tuners come with is different types of modes on them. And which I think like having different types of modes on a tuner is somewhat pointless because, I mean, why would you need to set it on guitar mode to tune a guitar? Because it's
Some
not gonna
people like to
pick
tune
up.
432 instead.
Oh
of-
yeah, like that. Like, well, if you're gonna tune it, like
those
higher or
guys.
lower, then that makes sense. But like having ukulele mode, bass mode, guitar mode, I mean,
I think it narrows down to what can be green, maybe.
yeah. But then
It
it's
only works
gonna,
if it's close to
Yeah.
regular pitch.
Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
Well, the call
I
I
come
get
across a
is
lot of people that it's in a different mode and they're like, I can't tune a G. I was like, yeah, well, first off, it's
Yeah.
completely off from G, and when it's in ukulele mode, it's not going to pick up any notes if
Until it's like at
completely
that
high.
pitch.
If it's close, yeah.
Because the low G is an octave lower, it tries to pick it up as a C
High
because
G,
it's looking
right.
for C3. So you're in G3, but it thinks the G is supposed to be G4.
Yeah.
So you need
a lot of
to switch it
Gs.
to chromatic. then
really
yeah,
is.
like you said, you
Yeah.
see all
And
the
a lot
notes.
of people like tune it way too high when they have it on a different mold, versus chromatic.
Looking for it. So the point is, if it's got different modes, just use chromatic.
Use
You'll
chromatic.
see it going from
Yeah.
C to C
Chromatic
sharp to
would be
D.
And the
C.
chromatic will allow you to tune to every or any note. It'll tell
Yeah.
you every single note.
And then, so for the first thing you're gonna notice is that when you turn the tuner on, normally they have like these little lines over here or a needle that appears sometimes in the middle, but most times on the far left of it. And
battery dead on that? Is that actually on?
It's on.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So how these clip-on tuners work is that they're gonna pick up the vibrations that's sent from the strings throughout the neck up to the headstock, and it's gonna sense the vibrations and tell you what note or pitch you're on. So we know that the fourth string or the string on the top of the ukulele is called G, so we want to try and look for G. So let's find out what note it's on right now.
Like tune it to like 4 steps flatter.
Okay.
Just
Again, flat
So-
Earth. You said it.
Flat Earth.
Tune it 4
Tune
steps
it to
flatter.
Tuning
flat
is flat Earth. See flat Earth.
That's 432, by the way. It's the same
it's
guys.
432, yeah. So for example, if your instrument is like out of tune, it can look like something like this. So right now it's telling you what note this string is playing, and so we got to tune it up because right now it's D.
right.
This
so if
does
you
not sound
remember
like a
your
G at
alphabet in
all.
order.
So as you go up, after D is D sharp. And keep going higher up. Then
This
you
is
have
what
E,
it's gonna kind of be like when you get your uke.
and then it's gonna be F sharp right here.
Almost there.
And then C G. Now here's another thing that you need to remember is that if the lines or the needle is on the left and not in the center, that means you are too flat. So the goal is to get it into the center right here, and that means you're directly on that pitch at 440. If it goes beyond that towards the right, that means you're a little bit too high or sharp. So you want to go back down. And that's pretty much how the tuner works. Let's try it again with C. C is slightly flat. So I'm going to tune it up. Get it in the middle. Next will be E. And then A.
Why don't you take that A string flat?
Yeah.
So even if you tune it flat, it goes down in order of notes. So let's go even more flat. So F sharp, right? We gotta tune it back up to A. F sharp, G. After the G is G sharp. After G sharp, it's A.
It's the
And once
musical
all the strings are
alphabet.
centered,
It's in tune.
that's pretty much it.
Is there a quick way to explain why there's no E sharp
Why is there no E sharp?
and no B sharp?
There is
So-
actually, but
Well,
Yeah, there is technically an E
On the
sharp,
tuner.
but the reason why on the tuner is because
yeah.
most times the tuners will go in order of like the actual whole note. So you have A, B, C, D, E, F, G in musical or alphabeticals, and then in between there are flats and sharps. Tuners will only recognize sharps, but the reason why there's no E flat is because, or E sharp, because after E it goes directly to F. Same thing with B to C.
Is that what you were saying, Tobias? Like,
No, but there is
F?
sometimes there's a need for E sharp.
Oh,
Yeah.
depending on the key.
Like if you write sheet music,
Right.
sometimes you, for example, if you are in,
But it'd be the
Let's-
same pitch as an F.
yeah, it would be, actually, but well, on ukulele it would be, but for example on violin, cello, bass, it would be a different note
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
because you have to intonate into. It's not a temperated scale when you play. Like string,
tune
those
for the
kind
key?
of. Is it called string instruments? It's kind of strange because ukulele is also a string.
Bowed, maybe?
Bowed
Or-
instrument, yeah, without fret.
non-fretted. Yeah.
When you don't have frets, you need to tune. You need to, tune every note while you're playing with your fingers, and it's not 100% the same one. Yeah.
So do you believe in B sharp or C flat?
I mean, B sharp is not common, but I think it can exist. Yeah. But that's kind of. It's kind of.
Do you
hard to
guys
explain.
do a
sharp or
version
D
of that
double
when
flat?
you do your wiggling as you're sustaining notes, or no? That's a totally.
Like if I would do like an intonate on the.
I mean, I'm just wondering if that's more to help sustain, or if you're actually going for a slight pitch difference.
It is a pitch difference, but it also something on the bowed instrument. You can hear it like it resonates. It resonates with the overtones in a different way when you hit that kind of intonation. Not the temperated scale, but I don't know even what it's called. Like I guess it's
Vibrato
the
or-
most tuned in tune when you have perfect fifths. Yeah.
Do you ever adjust slightly depending on the
Yeah, I
key?
used to do when I played with fiddles.
Mm.
I used to had to.
You mean when you played ukulele with fiddle players?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. I had to change my first string because it would be A, D, F sharp, B, and sometimes the B, which is the third in G major. Sometimes it would be strange when it was just the open temperated B. I would have to flatten it a little bit, I think. Yeah.
And you're just working by ear at that point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to tune my ukuleles with metal fork, like an A.
Tuning
You just
fork,
hit
yeah.
it on my knee and
Pitchfork.
bite on it, and you get like the note in your head.
That's a good way to help train your ear too. 'Cause you have to
it's like the
listen.
old school tuner, I guess.
How do you feel about clip-on tuners, Zoe?
How do I feel? Yeah, I've used them. I had a Snark, but a red one. The only issue was that was the battery life. It was really bad. Always had to carry batteries around. So I think I was quite excited when I got a pedal that had a tuning in. So
Oh yeah.
I don't really use tuners anymore. Mostly tune to the instrument. So, which I always seem to do half a note out, either up or down. That's to me what it sounds like it should be. Usually half a note.
Oh, when you
up.
tune it by ear?
Yeah,
Oh,
I end up
me too.
accidentally
I like
doing
it
it.
a little flat on a lot of instruments.
Yeah.
Just sounds a little bit sweeter.
Mm.
Yeah. I think we've talked about that before.
Yeah.
I think the perfect is like a half step down for me. For most ukes,
Yeah.
I think that's about where it wants to be.
Yeah, which is
But-
really interesting, and it happens every time I try to tune by ear.
So
I know, but the
what
things with
else?
tuners. Sorry, I know.
Yeah,
it's
tuners.
just. I used to use Snark, but then I started using floor pedals. But then there was a reason that we needed a tuner. Why was that?
Oh, we bought the Dario one.
Yeah, the
for
really tiny
classic.
ones, and they're really nice because
Yeah.
they just sit
Oh,
right
yeah,
at the
we
back.
have those too.
Oh, do you?
Micro.
Okay,
They
cool.
last
Then
the better.
I found
last a long
those.
time.
The Dario.
The
I had a hard
tiny
time
ones.
tuning lower notes, like on guitar. I wouldn't pick
Oh,
up the E.
okay.
It was weird.
So first
been
it
fine
was
for my
the
baritone.
micro, or no? First it was the mini, and then
Mm.
there's the new micro one,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Two different micros.
Okay.
There's the micro clip-on, and then there's the micro sound hole tuner.
The sound
Oh,
hole one
yeah.
is really nice, but that one too doesn't pick up the E.
The headstock one was too shallow for my guitar, but I mean,
It's actually not shallow enough for certain ukes. That headstock one, like
it won't close in.
yeah,
enough.
when you
Yeah.
close it all the way, it's still not
It's still
tight on a
yeah.
lot of like a Kiwaya or certain ones with thinner headstocks.
pedantic.
Maybe we can we'll
But
put
the
measurements
sound
up.
hole one, I see a lot of performers using it. It's pretty
I use
stealth.
it.
Yeah, I see them
Yeah.
using
Oh,
it. And you know, you
Leave it
look
on.
right down and
Yeah. Oh, no, I think we both used the headstock one actually, but I think both
Yeah, I don't have it now.
the Nui and the Kanilea have quite a thick headstock. Actually, no,
You know that
the
meme
Kanilea
with
doesn't.
that guy is like this.
Not thick, very thin.
Mm.
You wouldn't need a tuner if you had one. Yeah, never mind.
Inside your head.
you know
Inside my
the-
brain.
The clip-on tuners aren't that. I don't know. They're inconsistent. Like I've seen
Yeah.
them
I
jump
agree.
around from fret to fret. Like if you just go up chromatically, and it sounds right. And you can even check on like a real Peterson strobe tuner, and it's right.
nice.
But on clip-on
Peterson.
tuners, certain frequencies just like aren't coming through correctly.
There's also something with the head of this one. What is it called again?
Snark?
Snark. Like sometimes this
Yeah,
will
yeah.
fall off, and one of these things will
crack.
break. And
It'll fall off if you pull it off.
Yeah, I think it's detachable by design so that it's not just broken when it gets. Yeah.
Hey Andrew, do you think that like we were talking about resonance, if it's going off of the resonance that translates that, however it's calibrated, do you think if a uke is more in tune with certain frequencies, that might affect how the tuner reads those notes on the neck? Like if it's less resonant, that maybe that's why it jumps a little bit.
I don't know.
You
I'm
could,
just like,
um,
I haven't gone down that. I would have to really
Go down that,
examine, you know, both what's going on with the instrument and the tuner. It's just something that I've noticed.
I've
Yeah.
come across like some, like when you're in a low G tuning, you hit it and like the C string will start to
Mm-hmm.
vibrate a little bit, and I think that threw off the tuner a little bit. It'll pick up the C for a little bit and then go right back to G.
Or if you hit two at this, I mean, you're not supposed to do that anyway, but
I'd say if you're checking your intonation also with a clip-on tuner, it's like, I mean, I think like you should also listen to it with your ear. Like you can hear it's the same note, so it's not like you have to be that musical to hear
Yeah,
intonation that's off, you know.
Even on guitars, it's never on point. It's a few cents off, 1 or 2 cents, and it's like it's
and you
never
can
in
tell
perfect
from how
pitch.
hard you press or light you press too. There's a factor in that.
I would also say that sometimes I would intonate on ukuleles in order to get an effect. Like you would use vibrato, which is
It'll kind of
it's not a
mask.
consistent note.
It's slightly
Yeah.
bending
Yeah.
the tune. I mean the
Or
pitch
even-
forward and backward. Is that right, or are you just going in one direction?
There's a lot of Scandinavian folk music with like this kind of this third instead of.
I mean, for me, like if like a lot of times I like that's like what chorus is or phase, like you know different effects for your instrument use that same thing to create a lushness or emulate more maybe what a human voice is not, you know, just dead, you know.
Exactly.
It's got movement to it.
It's not a clinical thing.
Yeah.
Oh, another thing about tuning too. Remember when we were showing a lady how to tune her ukulele in store, and she's like, "Oh, why does it go flat?"
flat.
Could you make it flat?
Just like flatter.
It's just like a
'Cause
flat
you're
earth,
on
right
Flat
chord.
Earth again.
You got angry as soon as you said flat.
All right, guys. I believe the Earth is round.
You said, because we're on Earth, lady. Hello. Yeah. Go ahead.
Anyway, she was like, "Why does when you pluck the string and you let it ring, why does it go flat at the end?"
It's a nice song there.
Oh, why does the needle return left?
Yeah, it's because the there's note decay, right?
Yeah.
So if you can
Same,
explain that,
Well,
like
it goes
while
up
you're
too.
tuning, you wanna.
It's attack and decay, right? It
Kinda
goes
like-
up.
But
in your
people
car.
don't know that, and like they'll pluck it once and they're like, "Oh, it's in tune," and then by the time that they move on to the next string, it's already like they've actually tuned it to a little bit
It's
flat.
like they're rushing, like you gotta catch it or something. Just let it ring out.
It's interesting
nice
to
to keep
watch
it
that on a
consistency,
strobe, you know, because
Yeah.
it kind of jumps up and then stabilizes there
Yeah.
as it
Kind of
sustains.
like revs on a car. No.
Mm.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think in some way the main thing is to understand that it's a fretted instrument, so by default it's not in tune. You know, it's you're compensating a lot of stuff, but you can make it sound pretty in tune, pretty much in tune, but it will never be 100%
Perfect.
in tune, because that's it's not really possible with frets.
There's one guy in Sweden or somewhere that's selling guitar necks where he like it's these squiggly
oh yeah.
frets. It's supposed to be
Oh,
the
yeah.
first true
What's the
temperament
name
one.
of that?
Steve I has those.
Yeah. But it's like if you say you go to like a heavy gauge of strings, then that's not. You got to stay within a parameter still. But if you go look up a true temperament fingerboard.
Oh, that's what it's
Oh,
And-
the frets are squiggly and
So that's what you're dealing with. So if you got straight frets, it's not a what's it called? It's like even temperament or even tempered.
tempered scale.
Yeah, temperated scale.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what it's called
There's
in
a
English, actually.
there's a number of different ones that were used through the years, but we kind of
Well,
settled on.
temperated scale. I guess Bach kind of invented it.
And it's the same thing with piano or
Yeah,
keyboards and stuff.
exactly,
It's
yeah.
just, you have to shift a little here and a little there, so you can actually play in every key.
Mm.
'Cause they probably still do it with some.
What's
but,
that guitar
Yeah, if you
called?
play like old clavichords, like if you play early music, for example, you would tune to each key.
Right.
With
Or
the-
they would tune pianos
Yeah.
to a certain
Yeah,
to be played in that, but that's pretty
and
limiting.
Bach actually wrote that.
But-
It's called Das Wohltemperiert Klavier, where he wrote a piece where he passed through all keys without tuning the piano or the keyboard.
That must have blown people's minds.
Yeah,
at the
but a
time.
lot of people walked out of the
What's the name of
concert
that
because
guitar?
it was too radical for people's ears.
Like on the
And now it's just the
fretboard,
normal standard.
it's each string doesn't have. It looks like one of those music box. Those things, like the frets aren't all the same. It's like staggered,
Yeah, we were just talking about one
and
of
you
those.
can
but
play.
yeah.
What is it? There's a certain name for it.
Yeah, I forget. Staggered fret. Ridiculous guitar.
Ridiculous.
Fancy frets.
That's what it's called.
Difficult frets.
It's the guitar for violin players.
Yeah.
That's
Or
what my dad
classical
used to
snob.
tell people that
What?
would get too
Fret not.
picky.
Yeah.
You should play violin.
It's like, oh yeah. Well, how about no frets? Play a fret.
Yeah, then it's
somebody
up
can
to
come up
you.
with
Then
that.
you
Have you
can
had a
show
no fret
how good you
ukulele?
can.
Is that a
It's like, yeah, show me how good your intonation is.
Yeah.
I've played no fret banjos. No
Oh.
fret ukulele.
I think Bo Hannah made one somewhat recently. Did you guys see that?
The fretless ukulele. Did we ever get
Yeah, I
our
think it
hands on
was.
one? We did, right?
I think
What?
the closest thing I ever played was the scallop frets.
That was nice.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
man.
The Puerto
Yeah.
Rico, right?
I'm just
Oceanic.
blanking right
Oceanic.
now. Shoot, what's his name?
Zach
Zach Stymel.
Stymel.
Stymel. Yeah, he's an awesome guy.
Sorry.
We did an interview with him as one of these podcasts. He was a cool guy. But yeah, he does that scooped in between each fret and
It feels really
it
good when you're
feels
playing.
smooth. But
Yeah.
you can bend out of tune pretty easy if you
Mm-hmm.
aren't graceful. But I bet you would dig that, Tobias.
I should
It's
try it
just
out.
like a really you can, I don't know. It's got a flow to it.
Sounds like those old movies where there's like the machine in the background. You're in the laboratory, and there's those beeping noises in the background.
Hey, do we still have Peterson's?
not.
The strobo clips?
There might be one.
Right,
Yeah.
There's
right.
one in
But,
Haleiwa.
but yeah, we probably need to order some more. I'm not sure if they're on the website right now, but those are the best clip-on tuners.
They're pricey, but they're precise.
They're not that bad, right? What are they?
It's like
79
70
bucks.
bucks.
They're cheaper than
They're
they were.
precisely.
For when they first came out, they're like 100 something.
Mhm.
You picked up a Peterson pedal tuner, yeah?
Oh no, I was gonna.
Oh, I thought
I tried buying one at NAMM, but
Ah,
then
that
they
was
said
nice.
it's not going to be released for another like 6 months. So they released a Peterson pedal strobe tuner, which is different from like their small little foldable compact one. Where this one is a stomp box, and the way it moves is, or you can switch it to digital, or use it as a strobe, and it's super smooth. But I would only suggest people to buy a Peterson if they're very anal about
Rich.
their instrument
Oh,
being in tune, or if they really want to find out if their instrument has bad intonation problems. That'll tell you for sure. But for beginners, no, don't get a Peterson tuner because you have all these things that are moving and it's really sensitive. So getting something simple like a Oahu or a snark is a good way to start.
Yeah. There's one downstairs, a tabletop Peterson strobe. You know, the
That's
one
like
at,
the most accurate
at
one, yeah.
Taj's bench
How much are
down
those
there.
go
That
for?
one I actually used when I was a little kid, that same unit. Like when I
Wow.
worked with my dad from the time I was young, that was like the
I think
one
that's
at
some
my bench
history.
for all the way through high school and everything. And then
How
it's
much
gotten
do
used in for them for, you know, my
It's
dad's
still
probably
there.
had it for 40 years.
Holy crap!
Yeah,
How
and it
much
still
did it
works
cost?
good.
Like, what is the
They were
worth?
expensive at that
like
point.
2,000
for-
or something? Is that?
I mean,
What
I
was
don't
expensive?
remember,
Does that
but
sound
even the
reasonable?
one that I have on my table over
Yeah.
there was
Yeah.
like 500 or 600 or something like that. It was,
Yeah.
I mean, I got a good price on it. I think the retail was closer to, I don't know,
$1,000.
Yeah, but
Oahu
You know.
tuners are $14.99.
yeah.
Yes, they are.
$1,499.
And it comes out to $1,524 with tax.
Yeah.
You worked at the shop
Half
too
price.
long.
That's Hawaii tax.
It's 4.27%. Sorry,
4.2
California.
many percent.
All right. Clip-on tuners.
What's the next thing?
Oh, it came out without me wanting
We should
it
go
to.
over cases. So we brought up some of the most common cases. One of the questions that I commonly will get from customers is what they're wondering whether they need to get a case versus like a gig bag, or if they should get the wood case versus the canvas
Wait,
cover. So
wait.
why don't you guys all start grabbing some of these ones off?
There's
the
always
table?
like dying over there. What's going on?
She's like cracking up because this is the most boring podcast ever.
Oh no, I just made a very strange noise. It's fine.
It's okay to fart. It's natural.
Corey just farted.
Actually, I farted 7 times since we started.
If
Oh,
you
you just let
can't,
it
if
rip?
you can't afford a ukulele and you really want to play, you know, ukulele hero music. That's Europa.
This is interpretive ukulele.
Here, what's a body surfing?
Body surfing.
No, that's wipe out.
Do you think if we had more time, you could put some strings behind him? He was doing the slow version of it.
Tobias and someone that was your friend tried to make a piano out of zips.
Oh yeah, that's right. We had a project. Imagine you have a piano and each key is attached to a zip, and you can have like fat zips. You press it and you just, you know,
Oh, like a zipper?
a zipper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Imagine like really fat ones. Press the key and it's just,
Oh, okay.
and then you just have different sizes of zippers.
Like 88 different zippers?
Yeah. But did you find that it was like
with
a?
a pickup on.
Wow.
Did you find that it was a different note whenever it went forward and back?
And
'Cause
we
it-
only
it-
made one key. But you know this one.
That's Moonlight Sonata by Beethoven.
Yeah.
That worked.
Sorry. It's your turn now. That's when you win.
You're right. The zipper. If you live somewhere where the weather's dry, or you have a winter time and you heat your house, you need to protect your instruments. So that's the first thing to know about. Why don't I just hang it on the wall, you know, or do I need anything for it because I'm not going to travel? So if that's the case, you're going to get more effective use out of your humidifier using a case versus a gig bag. But the better the gig bag gets, the more it contains the humidity that you're trying to put in there. So, but you know, better to have something than nothing. And that gig bag that Corey's got in his hand right now, does that one play Mozart too?
In a different key.
Let me play that one.
Yeah.
Short version.
That's the sound, right? When somebody says something really inappropriate in like a different are in the wrong setting. It's that sound effect, right?
Record scratch?
I don't know.
No, like
I thought it was.
Oh, it's a record
never-
scratch.
never mind.
Oh,
thought it was like-
Yeah.
you watch too much sitcoms, huh?
Oh yeah, I used to.
Burn.
No, this
Too much Afro Samurai.
very, very inexpensive. Comes with backpack straps.
It's not
And-
the thinnest bag. I mean, you know,
And it's like you can drop
there's some
it,
that are
and
like a raincoat.
Yeah.
like
Maybe we need to do a test now.
Yeah.
this
Strap
is
it.
only good for like
Would you drop it with your
waistline tests.
Yeah, and if you,
can drop it,
flat
and it'll be fine.
and lovingly. Yeah.
Mhm.
Drop it on your feet. It's not gonna break.
Yeah.
You can drop it on your bed. All
But yeah,
so,
this
so
is,
one
what?
step up from that. And so
$20
that-
about
No,
by itself.
no, cheaper.
cheaper than 20.
12.
Oh, 17 is the regular mat pricing, right? And then
Oh,
This
I
is
thought
the
that was
collar bag.
our- Oh, okay. We have a simple bag that's a little bit cheaper than that, but you know,
same
yeah, same deal.
same thing.
But sometimes we run out and we get from Kala too, and we usually get some cases from Kala at any given time.
Just in case.
Oh.
Well, case closed.
What's your sound?
that only
Wait.
that was a synthetic drum set.
Oh yeah,
don't
that's
have
the circus from the 80s.
All right, one step up. One big step up.
If you thought Corey's gig bag was impressive,
One giant step.
Check out this bag.
Corey. Yeah.
it's pretty thick.
So I think the one that you had, I think the one Corey had is like
That's how I like
5
my women.
millimeter padding, and that's like 20 millimeter padding.
Yeah. No, it's.
Oh, it's like
I mean,
double-
this thing is
yeah.
awesome. I have 2 of these.
It's like a double
times
stuffed
thicker.
Oreo.
I mean, I don't have super expensive instruments, but I mean,
That's the Oahu.
I like this.
What we call the Oahu
deluxe.
Deluxe. Yeah.
This one is like $20, right?
It's good. I like the comfort.
We might have to
pad,
up
too.
the prices a little bit. I think some of the import taxes might go up a tiny bit on this next one, so we might have to like.
But it'll be like $30.
We're
Yeah, I
just
think
gonna
the tenner
go
was
as
around 30.
cheap as possible and just barely stay in business for the people.
Give you guys all the deals.
Yeah, there we go.
The Kama special price.
We give you
Does it have
Kamaina
a-
even if you're not from here.
Reflective bits.
Actually, that's true. We
Is that
do.
what those bits are? Do they
It's
reflect?
shiny.
It does have a little bit of a glitter to it.
So this is
I don't know if it's
Metallic.
bioluminescence.
our
Could be.
interpretation of the infinity symbol, and it looks nothing like one.
What are you talking about?
Nah,
This
just a little
too.
bit of that.
How's 2 parallel lines going towards and then away from each other?
So there's a
That was the joke.
a Wahoo Pro gig bag that we're out of right now, but the step up in gig bags that we have at this time is a new Kala bag. What are these called again? Sonoma? Are they all Sonoma, or is that just?
Oh, I think that was just the name of the one color.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
they have very
But,
luxurious color names.
They do.
Yeah.
I like that word.
I like the look. I mean, they have that kind of.
Luxurious.
Zoe, what do you call it when it's like not really one color but a couple colors in a weave? Of,
Iridescent.
no, is there a name for that?
Like, like.
You notice how, like-
linear,
Mm,
gradient,
Yeah,
ombre.
maybe.
Whoa.
Wow.
No, I don't think any of these are ombre.
I think ombre goes from a full-on one color to another color.
Yeah,
or
I
fade,
think
right?
I think
Ombre
it's,
is like a gradient, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's just a fancy term.
I don't know what you're asking.
I don't
It's
know.
nice.
I guess what I'm saying is that they're not like solid. They have a cloth, natural look to the.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like
Yeah.
they wave like a neutral or like a
Like
gray in
matted.
with it.
Oh
so
yeah,
it
you're
looks-
right. It's the Sonoma Coast.
That's what.
What's it
collection.
Okay.
What are the
called?
names?
Sonoma Coast.
Sonoma.
Let me read them.
Bodega blue.
Is this
Mm.
all the
Yeah,
colors?
see. Yeah.
I remember that.
Russian River red.
Yeah.
Ooh, Russian.
The purple is
Purple rain.
Funny on our price
No,
list
no,
it just
it's
says
like-
Sonoma Coast collection, purple ukulele case.
but it's not. It's like vivid something. There's a V
Violet?
in there, but not violet. Yeah,
Oh.
I don't know. And then this is grey. but I
Vintage.
Vivacious.
forget. No, I don't know. I can't remember.
Voluptuous.
Yeah, but I did like Russian River red.
Mm.
Actually,
That
still
sounds
nice
cool.
stuff.
That sounds kind of like
Sinister.
a point in time, like
I like this.
the
A lot of
massacre
gift bags don't
Mm.
at
come
the
with this.
Russian river,
Cool feature.
Yeah.
and that's why
You
the
can,
river
you can
was
hang
red.
them on your door.
Oh yeah,
If you need
that's,
to coat hanger.
Yeah, that's a nice touch. Huh?
or if you're traveling at the airport and need to
Mhm.
use the bathroom.
And the
you can
safety
pull it out,
belt.
You can put it on
Yeah.
the door in front of you.
the safety thing with the.
Oh yeah, don't put it on the
Yeah.
ground.
Yeah, you don't want to put it on the ground.
Oh,
on
that's
the
cool.
ground.
It has
What's
the
it
movable neck.
Yeah,
Piece.
but not really.
No, not
A
quite.
little bit.
You can
You
fudge
can
it.
remove it.
I guess you
It's
could
just removable.
adjust the. I like the ones on Fusion that you can just do it anywhere. Because your ukulele is
Oh, yeah,
always
so
this
it-
design. But
The blue one's Bodega.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bodega
said
blue.
that.
Oh, damn it.
What's the purple one?
It's the purple.
Vista.
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 There we go. Yeah.
Vista
yeah.
purple.
But there's a word before it.
Ulta.
Windows
That's
Vista.
the very first word. Vista Point.
Vista Point
Vista
purple.
print.
Okay. So it's something bodega blue. Vista
Goat
Point.
rock gray.
Yeah, goat rock grey. Which is very interesting.
It's really nice.
Is it nice?
Somebody has a backpack with this. It's like the same exact color as the green
Was it
one.
me?
Andrew has one. It's like the gray one.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of the Peak Design backpacks.
I got a fan pack like that.
Yeah. Very cool. Nice design.
It's got that little stomp pad on the bottom too. It's like I guess a gripper and like an extra pad.
Here.
Oh yeah. So like when you put it down, right? It doesn't.
So next month we're going to be getting the Oahu bags of the same exact colors, but they're going to all be $10 cheaper than Kala. Nah, I'm just joking.
Mike's gonna call you up. Andrew. In my office right now.
He would.
He did.
Are we at war?
No. Are you kidding? We buy so much Kala.
Bag
In fact,
war.
speaking of Kala, we're going to try
Price
a bunch
wars.
of great new models from them a little bit later. Like, I really like these new import models. They're affordable. They sound great. They look really good. But first, let's get through this. So,
what's the
you know,
next?
those bags that you just saw, the new Kala bags, they're not really going to be cheaper than a hard shell case. They're not less expensive and even more expensive
58
sometimes.
something. It was,
For the
Starting there,
Sopranos,
yeah,
50,
they're-
58
70
bucks.
something.
So it's going to go up
Tenner's
to
like
around
65.
yeah, in that range there.
For the super premium deluxe
X.
limited edition.
No X. No.
Luxury.
There's going to be some changes on the Oahu order coming, but we're still going to have these two. Corey, try to grab that. So you guys know the black case. This is a variation on that with a
Yes.
fake
This is the black
deer
one.
skin kind of deal.
Yeah.
Is that like meant to be suede
Mm-hmm.
type vibe?
That's the,
It feels
And that's
good.
tweed.
cognac suede.
It's
Called
featuring
deer
Yeah,
skin,
some-
but it's kind of dark.
A customer bought a Kanile'a OHA the other day at the shop, and I was like, "Yeah, we can give you the tweed case." And she's like, "What's tweed?" And I was like,
Let me show you.
"What is tweed?" I couldn't show her because I didn't have the key.
Oh, man, that could have been her first tweed experience.
That's
Tweed.
we call that olive tweed. A lot of times tweed is a yellowish, but I guess it's not a color on
But
it's a
what-
pattern.
I call it the I
It's
love
a pattern,
tweed.
right? It's just a type of pattern.
Texture.
It's also
it's a
usually
material.
yeah, it's the thickness as well.
Like a lot of sports,
Okay.
there's like, or people used to wear them a lot more, like tweed sports jackets, like the little elbow
yeah,
patches.
yeah.
If you're next to a fireplace or you're a college professor.
Next to a fire.
With a cigar.
I used to watch What About Bob when I was a kid. That's what I remember.
That's a
Here's the
Ooh, green.
With the emerald green on the
emerald.
inside.
green.
If you've never visited the Emerald City, it's beautiful. That's where this comes from.
These cases are only for royalty.
Yeah, you have to be able to trace your lineage, so you gotta actually apply to get these cases.
You have to
No fakers.
prove.
Instagram followers do not count. Blood only.
But you know,
please.
people have really loved these cases. I had Steve Grimes call me yesterday wanting to order both the suede and the olive tweed. Just saying, like, he's tried a bunch of different cross rocks and this and that, and like, you know, I mean, it's been a good response from all
They're really
everybody.
durable.
Yeah.
Like you
They're
can.
doable, and the value,
Yeah.
the price, you can't go wrong.
We should go throw one off of the.
Let's do it. Can I throw it?
If you guys go back 2 or 3 episodes. So yeah, actually, one that we did throw that day is down there by you, Kalei. Grab the and This one we actually have a bunch of now, so I think we're gonna do a sale on them a little
Oh,
bit.
cool.
Yeah, coming up.
These are the
So
ABS
wait, is this the
cream.
one that you actually threw up?
Yeah.
It's not the exact one, but
Okay.
it's the same exact model, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it
Cool.
might.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was a tenor. That looks like a concert.
Yeah, this is a concert. ABS cream case.
Has that 1980s.
Yeah, it
Apple
looks
computer
You
look.
can put a lot of stickers on here. That's one of the cool things about
It's a
these
Macintosh.
cases. Comes
But
with
yeah,
straps.
it's got the straps. It's pretty light. It's not bad.
Yeah, for the amount of protection that you get with this for like the amount, like how much it weighs is actually a super good deal.
The seal is a little bit better too, right around the edges, so it works better with
Mhm.
humidifier.
This will be something that's good for traveling, taking on the plane. You could put it in the overhead without having to worry about anybody crushing your instrument because that'll be nearly impossible unless they try extra hard.
I mean, you have to like put a bunch of people on it for it to even break. I mean,
Right.
you have to.
That's the next test.
Yeah,
Mm.
how
How
many
many
people
people?
can jump on this case at the same time?
You know,
Oh.
when we did that test, you guys could see like even the canvas covered case takes impact in that way fine. But what it doesn't perform as well as these ones is when like something really heavy gets set on top of it, or you know something like I know when shipping, that's one of the things that we kind of factor in, like, or you know, I guess it could be an airport type of thing if somebody really shoves in a bag when you're, you know, when you have it overhead, but it probably would still be fine in
They'd
a
have to
canvas covered.
jam
Yeah, that would have to be pretty extreme.
Oh, that's another thing to go over.
But
Whenever you're traveling on an airline, just don't check it in. Like,
Never.
Yeah,
Never.
check it in.
I mean, customers always ask
I
us
mean,
that all the time.
If you have a case like this, then it's like the risk of it breaking is
it's less,
lot
but still, there's a high risk.
yeah.
that's
like,
one of the advantages of ukulele. With guitar players, they got to really fight to get on there with that thing.
I have some good advice on this, being a baritone player. We both do, mostly from travelling as well. But I do check mine in, but that's because it's baritone. And when I have had to check it in, it's just over the limit that you're allowed. So Tobias has the Fusion double tenor case, which can fit a
I think you
concert
have that one too.
and a, yeah,
I got
and
one
a
of
soprano.
those too.
If you want it to, I guess if you pad it enough, it can fit tenor and down. But I have the
You mean lengthwise?
no, it's like
It's back to back,
back
right?
to back, yeah, and then they unzip either
So-
side. So it just fits in the size and also how tall it is with most. But always check your eyeline because they have it in the small print basically about what sizes it is. So it might not be like a suitcase size, but if you check the small print, it'll say like you're allowed something up to this certain size and this certain width, and that's how that fits in fine. But my baritone doesn't, so I'd have to buy an extra seat for it, which I used to do, and it was fine on flights that are cheaper.
balling.
Yeah, but it's an absolute pain when you want to fly further. So my best advice, and also what James Hill does, is he has a
gun case, right?
yes, he does. He has a gun case. I have not a gun case, but a
Minesweeper.
minesweeper. So it's like a magnet thing that used to search for mines, and it used to flat into this really. It looks like a gun case though. It looks like a big rifle case, but it's not. So I get a lot of stick for it in airports. But it's funny because it's me, so I turn up really small. And I'm like, no, it's an instrument.
my
They're like,
rifle.
okay. Like, yeah, they're really
Second
freaked out about it.
Amendment.
in
My
Bulgaria.
instrument of
It's
violence.
not a gun, it's my axe.
But that's the thing. This is a really durable plastic in which it's like military grade, almost not as high end, but pretty sturdy. And I got it for like 70 quid off eBay. So that's like the same price of these.
Yeah.
But I put it in a soft gig case because I don't want to be carrying it around at gigs. If I arrive somewhere, I then have that. I know it's fine.
Mm.
And then I can take them out because I noticed that's what James doesn't do because his is all padded. He's had it, the foam cut out, which my dad used to build flight cases, so he wanted to do that, but then it works really well.
Like here in America, right? It's in America. When Obama was president, he passed a law that allows musicians to bring on any size musical.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like
Really?
a guitar. You can bring in a full-on
actually
cello if you
printout
want.
that you can
Yeah.
show.
I don't know
people,
that
you know.
I heard
Act.
that it
I mean,
was.
I haven't had to, but
It's not. There was something with that law
it's
now that
legitimate.
like some airlines don't honor that law. They're
No,
like,
you know what? It
No,
ends
we
up
can't
being the
allow the
person
skies.
at the, that's checking you in, or that, takes your ticket there at the very
Well,
end.
Just be really
And-
nice.
best thing to do is just if they ask you, hey, do you want to check it in? Just say no, and just try to get it onto the airplane as
Yeah.
best as you can. But don't ask, can I take this on?
Oh yeah.
Because they're gonna be like, wait, let me ask my manager, and the manager's gonna be like, no, I think you should check it in.
I
And
used
then
to
I've
get stopped though with mine. I didn't say anything to them, and I had it on my back, and it was just the regular gig case when I was flying to Copenhagen. And they used to say, "Wait, have you got an extra seat for that?"
You. No. Sorry.
Yeah, well, yeah. Wait, what?
Where was she?
He said it in English.
Oh.
English
Oh yeah,
accent.
No.
yeah.
I
Okay,
might.
okay.
I don't want to.
No, it's fine. No.
Butcher. Start offending.
Oh yeah. The-
No, you're fine. You're fine. It just wasn't
so
very
like,
good.
If you don't have they don't have
Exactly.
room in the overhead bin, you can stick it in a coat closet.
Oh,
Yeah, they usually have space for it, but if you give the flight attendant a hard time,
They might put you in the coat closet.
I've been asked to check in my ukulele before, more than once, and it's usually during those domestic flights.
Kalei just laughs at them.
And, yeah, I wish I would. I wish I could, but I always would tell them, it's like, no, can you give me, like, can you promise me that my instrument will not break?
they're
Because
like, "Hey,
it's
sir, you
worth
want
a
to
lot of
check
money."
this in?" And Kale's like, "Do you know who I am?
yeah, no.
How dare you ask me that question? Get me your manager."
But I would just make up some number and tell them, would you guys like be able to guarantee me that much in insurance? Because this-
1 million.
yeah, make up a random number, but like they've never forced me to check my UCAN. They just asked me. They didn't tell me that I needed to.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then I just told them I couldn't, and
I
you
had
gotta stick to your guts.
yeah, you really do. I had a friend that felt bullied into doing it, although she would have had to pay a bit of money. So she went, "Okay, I'll put it in the hold," and the neck just completely broke. And it was that was an interesting gig. When you arrive in a different country and they're screaming, going, "I don't know what we're gonna do." Yeah, so
I
couldn't
do
do
have
that.
favorite airlines that never did give me problems,
Yeah,
like Korean Air, China Air.
It was funny you said
ANA.
Korean Air because when I went to Taiwan for the first time, they were like, "You have to check this in." I was like,
Really?
No, it's an instrument. It's gonna break.
You had that double too, right?
Yeah,
Oh, because they always put me on board first.
like the lady was
everyone
like,
with, like, the
I don't know if it
instruments on
was
their
because she
back.
was racist, and she's like, "Oh no, this brown guy, I'm gonna check his instrument in."
Oh wow.
Hell no!
What, in Hawaii?
No, when I was flying to Taiwan,
From
I
where?
flew Korean Air from here,
Yeah.
but the lady was just like, "No, you have to check this in,"
Okay.
and I was like, "I can't. It's gonna break."
But it wasn't because you were brown.
I'm pretty sure
She
it was
was just
because I was
grumpy.
brown.
Wow.
Oh,
Oh no.
I never know. There are some Korean people that just hate brown. No, I'm not gonna say that.
You said it, man. Again, out of context, that's gonna be perfect.
I experienced it actually coming, flying to LA this time from Copenhagen with
Oh.
Norwegian. I was asked by this rookie dude in the Norwegian staff that I had to check in this bag if I bought an extra seat for it. I needed to check this in, and then I had to tell him that there is an EU directive that says that you can bring any musical instrument on the size of a violin. I think it might even cover baritone ukulele actually.
it didn't. We tried. Remember?
It did.
Did you tell
him?
But it just
Do you
covered
know
that
who I
double case from
am?
Fusion, and I told him that, and he was like, "No, that we don't honor that law." And I was like, "Yeah, but it's a EU directive, so no, you can't really choose."
He was
and then I
probably
had to
like,
show him on their own
"EU,
website
what's
where it
that?"
states that they actually follow that law, and then he was like, "Oh yeah."
No, but he didn't know that was adopted on the website.
He didn't know
Oh,
that
yeah.
it was even Norwegian's own guideline. He really tried hard
Yeah.
to
He just didn't
make
like
me
your
pay
dreadlocks.
$100.
Exactly. It was like, look at this Rastafari looking dude. I'm gonna make him check in his instrument.
Maybe, yeah. That dude looks like he has a lot of money.
Yeah.
What are you, stoned?
Well, yeah, I mean, I haven't actually experienced that, but I'm nice to people, so.
I do like the Anui Nui double case, because you know, you can just like widen your shoulders. You have because it's a flat double case where the ukes are just like this on your back. So if you do like this and you give and you just look them in the eye and then you just give the. Then it works pretty well.
Sneak
But
away.
then
nice broad-shouldered man.
they're a double case. Just sucks.
get those big
You think he doesn't do this? He does, and
Oh, yeah, I
then
do
he runs
very much.
away afterwards
Good
so that
day,
they don't
sir.
find him.
Yeah.
No,
Genuinely,
Yeah.
genuinely,
I'm
I'm
not
not
carrying
kidding.
a double
He just says to me,
case
"I'm gonna
on my
ask,
Freaked out
act
every
stupid."
time.
Goes
Yeah.
up, does that, literally runs away.
Runs. I walk very
Very
fast.
fast. Well, to me, it's running with your legs.
Just
over.
look them in the eye and just walk.
It's not quite aerodynamic. It's gonna hold you back if you try to run away.
No, but it does kind of pass as just a square, weird-looking backpack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, I think it's easier for me because I'm taller than you.
Yeah. No, it looks super strange on
Yeah.
me.
It looks smaller on
Yeah.
me than it does on you.
Yeah.
So be tall.
Work out the upper body and get
Yeah,
the...
if you want to get a uke on a plane,
You can do the ancient Chinese torture machine.
oh no,
Oh no, yeah, that's a real thing where they would stretch your body.
oh yeah,
Oh, that
those
is the
things.
one you trap your fingers in.
Oh, no, there was
That's
a.
a Chinese cat.
Oh, no.
I thought it
You
was
have,
dropping water on
People
your
with stubby
forehead,
fingers.
like one
Get
drop
the,
at a time.
The finger length.
Oh,
on
is
it.
that? Is it?
No.
That's like.
Is
in
this the
China.
case you want to talk about?
Yeah, so that one... that is
Speaking of China,
in between.
Well, the case is that
So Zoe sewed this case. No, it's a good medium in between. And price-wise, those are great. I mean, that's probably our best selling case for
It
yours
is.
because it's like you
it's
can get them
45
around
or
40.
how much is it?
Yeah, I mean, we sell them for, I guess, starting around 40 and
42.
sometimes with ukes packaged a little bit less. But yeah, they range from 40, 45.
Those are the most common hard cases out there too.
This is really good for traveling. It's
Yeah.
lightweight.
What does this
Uh,
bit do?
That is.
It's for the button of the instrument.
Oh, you know what that is?
That way?
An
And if you
Oahu
wanna put-
one, because the Kalas don't have those pads on the inside, right?
Mm.
Yeah,
they're
just,
lacking.
Oh yeah, that one doesn't say "you crazy" on it.
Oh, yeah, okay, so.
Okay, so you've got a little thing in here
Compartment.
with you. Thank you, compartment. That's the word. Yeah, with your straps
Hey,
and a little-
Joel, do you guys still put the humidifiers and different accessories sometimes in that pocket, and then people wonder where their stuff is?
Yes, we do. If you are missing your humidifier, or perhaps you found a box with no humidifier in it, there's a good chance it's in that compartment. We have forgotten before because we're fallible, but
and we're human beings.
unfortunately, we have not
Most of
perfected the
us
cloning process. But that's usually where we're going to put smaller accessories. There might be some in the pocket too, in the front, but that's the first place we're going to put humidifiers so that they're not bouncing around. Even the Oasis that go inside the sound hole, once you have it, if it's going to be moved around a lot, it's not a bad idea just to put it in that compartment until it's stable and not moving around anymore.
Is this like Velcro bit? Does that make a difference, or does it just cover the
So the
things
zippers
they
don't get caught,
Doesn't. Okay.
I think. Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of like an extra.
Security bike.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. If you forget to zip it, at least that's to keep it closed.
One of the advantages of this one is you get a little bit of space on the outside there with the pocket.
Oh
so
yeah, this one. This is bigger
you can
than.
put a small book sometimes, or
Cables,
cable,
strings.
music,
It is
stuff.
bigger than this.
strong
strings,
tuner,
Yeah,
extra
cables.
strings.
a cable.
Put your weed. No. If you're in California or
Edibles.
somewhere legal.
Pocket
Amsterdam.
dictionary.
So the disadvantage of this one versus a wood case is, yeah, I mean, after so long, the zippers do kind of give in. The cloth kind of can separate. Depending on how much you use it and travel and all those kind of things. Usually those kind of cases, even with regular, pretty heavy use, should last you 3 to 5 years. I would say. I would say you should be able to get a minimum.
I've
out
seen
of that.
people rocking it from like 10 years
Oh,
ago.
yeah.
I'm like, wow.
But
If you're
I'm just
aggressive
saying,
with
if
the zippers,
it's,
the zippers might give out
if
at
it's
some
been
point.
5 years and you use it all the time, yeah, I mean, it's going to be common for the cloth to be torn and the zippers to start to get.
And also,
If you play
messed
too much
up.
zipper music with it, the zippers will eventually give out.
Yeah.
It's just a good.
But
Oh, yeah, that
on
always
the
comes out.
newest revision of the canvas cases, they have very durable zippers. So zipper away.
Wait, say that
in
again.
the end.
Oh, these bits. He was saying that these bits sometimes give out
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah.
Yeah, if you use it too much, like I do.
a bit. Yeah.
If you make your shoulders too broad
Because
and
then they start moving as well.
Trying to stay ukes on the plane too much.
Yeah.
If you take the strongest man,
But
you know,
there
Boring car,
are
you
a
say.
few different options for your strap there, which is why there's some on the side, some on
Oh,
the
yeah.
back.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
You're like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not smuggling 2 ukuleles on
pardon my
butt.
confidence.
But yeah,
Preposterous.
I say that because the wood cases should last like 20 plus years. I mean,
Oh,
they'll
yeah.
look beat up. But
Yeah, they'll be fine.
But that's part of the style, though, right?
Watch 20 years later, he's gonna come back.
That's like 20 hours.
We have a 20,000 mile, 4-year
20
tread
years.
warranty on your
Mine
case.
is only 20 hours.
one? Yeah, it says full.
We should even mention, like,
That's super weird.
if you're gonna buy a good ukulele, buy a good case too, or just buy a good case in general.
Yeah.
Maybe don't buy a pickup that costs more than the instrument, so you can buy a better case for a nicer instrument.
Yeah.
Get a K-1 with a 5.0 in it.
There we go. Come in today to the ukulele site where we have deals and specials on our new
my side pickup.
Oahu cases, starting at
Or you put a
$19.99.
5.0 in a K-1.
It was funny because like
Here in
My
the
side
studio, we
pickup.
have Corey Fujimoto
the KBG.
to present the.
We should put all the pickups in like a MKS. We'll put like a Nui Nui in there. We get like a Fishman Matrix.
Oh man.
She tried to put the Anui Nui air pickup in the Waterman.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that'd look cool as well.
Oh
That'd be
yeah, it would,
difficult,
wouldn't it?
too.
Yeah.
We should have done
Challenge.
You have to melt down the saddle so you can just to take it out.
Is this for where Andrew's editing?
Alright.
Yeah,
Or
stay
he might not.
relaxed.
He might just unedited.
This is where they're gonna put in
No.
Corey's clips.
I wish I didn't have to edit stuff, but I want to keep it like, I don't know. There's just too
Flexible.
much BS in between. Plus,
There's
we
a
always
little
have to
bit of-
tune instruments. I have
Mhm.
to edit anyway, but
Corey was claiming racism. That was kind of weird.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not saying it didn't happen.
oh
Watch,
man,
I'm gonna get like
like a third of that
an email
whole
from
first
that
part.
lady. No, you were wrong.
Hey man, I remember you. You know,
Oh.
you looked really grumpy. That you do kind of
Battery?
look grumpy when you're tired. You look pissed.
How long?
Oh.
Like you're just
Oh, you're not dead yet, but it's almost.
you just look inscrutable.
Oh yeah,
Do you-
it's usually because. What? I'm not mad. This is just my normal face and my normal voice.
Listen, welcome. I clear my throat.
All right. So, what other from the cases side of things did we not cover?
White ABS, black leather.
Oh, like the materials, right?
Those are all
So
mounted
it's
back in. Those
Can-
are the nicest, I think.
Can talk to like, I mean, like the white and the cream one are gonna hold up to like scratches better because there's no upholstery on the outside.
Yeah.
And maybe rain.
And rain, yeah.
it's temperature resistant. So
For those of
you
you
can
that
throw it in
bust.
your oven up to 500 degrees.
Don't say that, man.
Nobody's gonna do it.
You don't know.
I do want to put an ukulele in a pizza oven though. Just to see what happens.
At what point it combusts?
Yeah, yeah. Just
What's the like Fahrenheit? We should rewrite for
Oh,
Fahrenheit
that's
451
like,
for
the
ukulele.
only reason why we can do that. Can we
The
do-
torrefication process of your entire ukulele. Just stick it in the
Case
oven.
and all. Terrified
Yeah.
cases.
Torrified. That's the next one.
You have to let your
Don't
the
leave your
buckles.
case in the car.
Do you have too much
Oh,
to spend
yeah.
Oh
on?
yeah. Don't live your.
Yeah, but that was the
Distributed.
experiment. Yeah, to see
Do
what
not.
cases.
Because it turns into an oven.
Treat it like a
literally.
baby.
Don't tune it higher than it's supposed to be tuned and leave it in the sun. Don't do that.
Imagine someone put you in a plastic locker in the back of a truck bed with the camper on it. How long could you stay in there? How long could you stay in your trunk?
How long
If someone-
until you just start praying?
That's how that ukulele feels, man. It's a death sentence.
The wood is alive.
But seriously,
Yeah.
Yeah.
why would you do that?
There's glue.
I think
Yeah.
people
You
just don't
embarrassed to
realize.
take
They're
your
like,
ukulele
"Nah,
with you?
It's a toy.
If you have a court date, the judge will love it. Just take it in with you. Don't
You
leave
know
it
how
in the
many
car.
times
It's
I've
a
walked
good
up and
use, so it
seen a
should be fine.
guitar in the back of your car, Corey?
One.
Oh,
Sorry,
the
Ryan.
Hypocrite.
Wow.
I'm better about it.
Yeah.
I take it out after like 30 minutes when I remember.
Yeah.
I was about to say,
That was
I was
super hot.
literally about to
Voided
say,
warranty.
treat your ukuleles like you treat a pet.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But not everybody.
Oh, man. Corey
And
goes
that's
through
why
so
I
many
no
pets.
longer have any pets.
we do have kids.
I left my goldfish in the back of the car all day.
I put him on the dashboard because it was overcast out and it came back. And
And then I was like, Koki, here's some sushi.
it's not raw anymore
Oh,
after
yeah.
that, man.
It's
That's,
not. That's
Sous vide. Goldfish.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. No. What? What are you talking about? No.
You guys never had goldfish?
Oh, really?
I had the goldfish crackers.
Yeah.
Mm.
Extra cheddar.
Yes.
All right. We need
Sorry.
some music in this podcast. Let's start sampling these new.
Sampling.
one of the songs you shouldn't play in funky style.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Crapton. That's how they say it in Japan.
Eric Clapton.
Eric Crapton. Crapton.
Cool new models. Those Kalas were the SSEM-C and the SSEM-T and the SSEBY-C and T. So prices are going to be about $220 to $260 for all four of those models. So you can see the value. Solid spruce top, nice wood bindings, really classy look.
Was that acacia
nice
binding?
sound. It looks like that, or
It looks
just a
nice,
rich
really
colored
nice.
mahogany. I gotta look at the specs. I don't know. I pictured them today. It looked like it could be acacia,
I was like, this looks like.
but it
core
might
wood
just be
binding.
like kind of. I don't know. Did you guys look close at the binding?
I couldn't tell.
It might
what
be
kind of wood it
mahogany,
was.
you know, but
I couldn't tell, but it looked nice because it did have. You could see a lot of the grain on the binding. Could have been, maple. Could have been walnut.
not maple. I don't think so.
Wasn't that a nice sound?
Yeah, they sounded really good. I think for that price.
No, it's me
like, you
scratching
did
my
good.
face.
Well, inappropriate. All right.
No, what?
Oh, That's another good ASMR thing I was saying.
I think it's
You
a
know,
different podcast at this point.
I know.
We need to make an ASMR podcast.
Well, you guys got to
Just
understand, it's
over.
like past 11 o'clock. You know, we've been working all day.
Yeah, that's one thing our viewers should know how late it is.
I know.
when
I
we're
feel like we
recording
always do our, little get-togethers, and such a, I'm actually pretty coherent until by the end when I'm saying something. But, anyways, those are pretty sweet for the price. I mean, it's laminate side and back, but they do a nice job with it, and it looks beautiful. The new exotic mahogany, it doesn't have that more yellow color of the EM series from them. It's got a nice natural look, and the ebony looks real, it looks pretty high end.
Yeah, looks good.
The satin. But as far as tone, did you guys hear a tonal difference between the EM series and the EBY?
There was,
Slightly,
they're both
yeah.
laminate back and sides.
Like, a lot of people don't know that even though an instrument can be laminate, the type of laminate that's used can affect the tone too, because it is a different density.
Yep.
So
Hang on.
And it's
Cameras.
laminated on the inside and out. Is that not on?
No.
that was nice. I really like how, to me, I think like the size that shines in these models is the tenors. They all had like a really nice warm balanced sound to them.
Yeah,
But
really good.
Couldn't you say that about any of the Kala concert versus tenor though? Or I mean, it just
Well,
sounds smaller, right? But
yeah, typically the smaller models do sound a little bit more on the brighter side because of the size of the body. But like with the spruce top gloss series, so like the SS
yeah, the
LNG,
SCGs sound pretty fast.
yeah, the SCGs. I've like picked up some SS LNGs that we sell at the store that outshine the tenors.
Mhm. Super
and-
punchy.
Super punchy, very loud, responsive. But this is the first time that I've played these new models that came out, and I felt that the tenors really shined more.
Right. I hear you. Then we played the new cedar top 6 and 8 string, and took a while to tune.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A little bit painful
more
when those
strings.
high C's are
More
going
tuning.
out and stuff.
And plus too, it's like the strings weren't stretched out too,
Yeah.
so that takes a while. I mean, when I first started playing ukulele in my early days, like my first expensive ukulele was a 6-string, and I just remember that, if one string is off, it kind of like kills the whole vibe of the instrument.
String
So
and everything.
it was a challenge to get them all tuned up.
I accidentally went into Silent Night and I was like, wait, what am I doing? Not even the right season.
Turn off your air conditioner. Welcome to the.
Chenny bong. That sounds like a legit like guy from China. Chenny bong. Chenny bong. What kind of bong is this? Oh, that's a chenny bong.
And yeah, I don't have too much references of other six strings actually than the Kala.
I
It sounds
think
good. It's inspiring to have something different, which it's kind of, it is the same tuning, but that low first string really makes it a different instrument. Kind of similar to the Venezuelan cuatro, that octave. Cuatro. But it's nice to try out.
Okay, if you could have either a 6 or an 8 string, which would you have?
A string, I think.
Kalei?
I would. This is my idea. If I would probably want a 8 string, but I would want it strung so that the first, second, third, and fourth strings are all octaves. I want to hear something like that. I've never got the chance to try something
I
like
think
that.
the
out.
E would be really low, no?
Yeah, it was weird. I had that same idea, and I was thinking, like, what would the E be? Would it be a...
Oh, or it would be high.
Go
No,
high.
that'd be too high. A high E. It's like thin enough with with a C and it breaks.
Actually, that would sound really good.
Or would
The
it be
high.
a low?
I
the
wouldn't
easy
even
E.
like, because I've never played one, but in my head I would like to try it out. But I think in tonight's case, the 6 string was probably the most unique sounding out of them, because that was the only ukulele that we played where the first string was had a double octave. Or
I
an
think
octave.
after playing these 6 strings and 8 strings, I feel like any 8 string or 6 string ukulele should have a cedar top to it. I feel like it shines a lot more than like an all solid acacia or mahogany. I played I think it was a prototype at Kanilea the other day, and it was an 8 string super tenor with cedar top, koa back and sides, and that was the best 8 string I've heard. And then playing these today, I was like, wait, it had like a similar sound. It's like they should all have cedar tops, because you get like a wide range of sound. And
I told you
It's
we were
not.
going to talk about totalitarianism. Every 6 and 8 from now on will have a cedar top.
And then
Only
now,
cedar
other countries
tops.
going to be like, but Corey said.
I believe in totalitarian regimes. I couldn't even say it.
Can you cut all 3
Yeah,
times?
no,
I mean,
I could
and just
take-
put them one after the other.
I could take the past 5 podcasts and just make a string of
could make you look like a horrible
You just
person.
offended the world.
No, I don't believe in that at all.
Why?
And I also believe in
does
round
the,
Earth.
Why does the North Korean? Why are the North Korean really good at measuring stuff? Because they have a supreme ruler.
And that's it, folks, for tonight's podcast.
The Kanileas, we tried the new OHA, which is something that just came out that has mahogany sides and back with a koa top, and it's a satin finish, and the tenor that you heard sells for $7.99.
It's really satisfying to have like the difference in this one compared to the other ones. It's really nice actually to play a lot of colors and then one cheap Kanilea.
immaculate case with it. I mean, 100% made in Hawaii.
It's good
Has a pretty
pricing.
fat tone.
Super punchy.
Yeah.
A Fatone.
Like
Joey
also-
Fatone.
You definitely have the biggest sound out of everything.
I think all tenors should have a koa top.
And only the top.
And only the not the back and sides. Everyone else.
Actually, I think it's a good idea to use mahogany on the back and sides. I think it does add a deeper sound, but then there was a balance to that K-1 that I kind of preferred
It's
to.
really warm.
This was my favorite.
Yeah, it's warm, and I think with fluorocarbons, it has more room to, you know,
Mhm.
it'll retain that depth, but just have a little more crystal, nice, really high frequency coming. What Kalei, if you had to pick one of these two, K-1 T or OHA-T?
I feel like the K-1 T had more sustain. It definitely wasn't as punchy as the OHA, but then because the OHA has such a big sound, you can get like a really decent tone without having to play really or try really hard, just by strumming really soft on the OHA. But it's kind of hard because like mahogany is always usually, you know, very warm sounding. And I think in this case, if I were to possibly put, you know, like a different set of strings on the OHA, I would probably choose the OHA over the K-1 T.
You just chose both of them.
But
Diplomat.
it's just hard because like they're two different instruments, you know, like
Yeah.
the woods make them sound different, and it also depends on how you play.
Yeah, and
So
there's
I just like the warmth on the
There's
OHA
a price
because when I
difference,
play
too.
harder, it still stays warm.
It's like a really good jacket. Keeps you warm.
Is it the same warm.
I think the K-1 T has a more delicate sound.
Yeah, it does.
It's more tasty, I would say. The other one is just really
Just like
Yeah.
like loud.
I know.
Explosive.
Mid-tone compression. That's
It'd probably sound
kind of
good if you
dull.
put like fluorocarbon strings on it.
It's
Maybe
weird
it
from
would
this
change,
angle.
yeah.
I can't see you
I'd like
guys.
to hear it with
I can't
like
see
the
you.
Romero strings.
There's
There
like
we go.
ukes
There
blocking
we
my
go.
way too.
I see
Sometimes
you.
I just want to make some eye contact.
I look at
I'm
you
looking at
a lot of
boxes
times.
this
I
whole
just see
time.
I got a little
It's
this little
ukes.
gap.
Get these ukes out of the way.
Like all Corey can see is my hat.
We got all of these ukes going up on the website, so check the ukulelesite.com. And we'll see you next time. All right. Voice sounded really weird at the end.
Oh.
And with that.